Joker Folie a do? More like Joker Folie a don't. That's what the general audience has to say about this movie. Today, me and John are going to be dissecting this movie and everything that we love about this movie. You heard it right here. We love this movie. Before we get started, we got to introduce a friend of ours, another movie critic, makes his own YouTube videos and his own TikToks. Please welcome Film Zone. Film Zone Ben, I'm so glad that you get to be here tonight to discuss Joker Folie a do with us. First, why don't you just tell us a little bit about what Film Zone is?
Well, Film Zone is a channel where film critics, not just film critics, but comic book fans, TV fans, can come and discuss their favorite movies or TV shows. Like, this is a channel that's meant for all fans of all types of movies and TV shows.
That's what I love to hear. Before we get into the deep dissecting of this movie, I say we just go around and give our overall score out of 10 of this movie. John, why don't you start?
I'm going to give this movie a solid 9.5 out of 10.
I think I'm going to give this movie solid 8 out of 10. Ben, what do you give this movie?
6 out of 10! What the? Okay. But we'll discuss about that later.
So this movie follows shortly after the events of the first one. Arthur Fleck is going to trial for his murders that he commits. Total of 6 murders along the way when he's in his asylum, jail, whatever you want to call it. He meets Lee, who is obviously Harley Quinn. They form a relationship. She loves the Joker. He just kind of wants to be Arthur. But movie ends on a cliffhanger. Could set up more, could not. We never know. But we're going to start with the good things about this movie. We're just going to go around, talk highly of this movie.
Yeah.
Sorry. Allergies.
We're gonna go around and talk about the good things about this movie. Ben, if you have anything to say of good that's about this movie, please speak now or forever hold your peace.
The acting was good. Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga were excellent in their roles as Arthur and Lee. Like, I liked their chemistry. Like, they had good chemistry. And I'll admit, some of the songs I did actually enjoy. Like the actual song called The Joker, which is that song was good.
Are those the only two things that you have to say?
Yeah, basically.
Mr. John, what do you have to say about this movie? What are some good things about it?
Dude, love the overall concept of the movie. Thought the soundtrack fit perfectly. That's like one of the main reasons why I love it, is because I love jazz and there's a lot of jazz in it, and I was just like, dude, this is hype. And I was like low-key vibing. I did get a little bit confused, like the scene changes, but that was probably just me. But anyways, I love the movie. I love the acting. Music was fire.
I can tell, looking at Ben this whole time, he has a lot of things he disagrees about what you just said. But we'll get into the bad here in a bit. The good for me, like John said, I really enjoyed the concept. In the movie, they try to blame it on a different personality that Arthur has, and that's why he's doing all the killing. And I saw a bunch of people dissecting this movie, and they said the general audience for the movie, overall people who hate it, is the Joker followers in the movie. So they like Arthur only because he's Joker, and not that he's like a person who's in need of like mental treatment. Just those deeper meanings, once you get a chance to just look at it overall, I feel like that makes me love the movie even more. The musical aspects was actually really good. I don't know why people hate it. It was advertised as a musical, regardless of if you say it was or not. It was. I think
the music was fire.
Ben does not agree. Ben's about to explode unless we talk about the bad things about this movie. I think that Ben should go last when talking about the bad things.
I'll start us off on the bad things.
Go for it.
Towards the resolution of everything, I didn't expect the end. And in the very beginning, I low-key did not expect the intro going into the actual movie itself, but I did not expect to see what we saw at the very beginning.
My main issue with this movie, I feel like it would have been loved more if it wasn't called Joker. Because when you see the name Joker, you expect so many things about it. Ben completely agrees with me. When you see the name Joker attached to a movie, you expect so many things to happen. And when this movie completely did not deliver on any of those things, I feel like that's what weighed it down a lot. Especially for me, because, you know, Joker doesn't care about who he kills. He feels sorry for the people he kills. He regrets it, which is completely out of character for the Joker.
Anyways, Rennie.
Where do I freaking begin? This movie, it should not have been called Joker. Like Trevor says, if it was called something else other than Joker, it would have been way better of a movie. They totally get his character wrong. This was not the freaking Joker. This was someone else entirely. They completely botched the character. It's like this movie was ashamed to be a DC movie, ashamed to be a Batman movie, ashamed to be a Joker movie. In fact,
Oh my god.
the director Todd Phillips kept shooting himself in the foot during interviews, saying like, "This is not the Clown Prince of Crime." I'm like, who is this guy? Who is this freaking guy? If he's not the Joker, come on! You know what scene I laughed at? It was during this one scene where they show one of the fantasies of Arthur and Lee. Like, I laughed so hard because like this is not what the people wanted at all. But like where she's like, let's give the people what they want.
It's okay, baby. Let's give the people what they want.
This is not what I want. This movie was boring. This movie was stupid. You know the best character from this movie was?
Gary Puddles.
Gary Puddles.
Yes, I agree with y'all. Gary Puddles was the best character in this entire movie. I got emotional during that scene because I felt so bad for the character.
You are no different than any of those people that underestimated me.
Also, don't do this to yourself. It isn't you.
It isn't me. So you don't think this is me? Well, maybe you don't know who I really was.
Yeah, that's basically my entire spiel on this movie, of why I hate this movie.
I think now, within the last couple minutes, I feel like now would be good. If you want to talk about spoilers, you can.
So, like it was in the trailer with the explosion of the courtroom. I think Trevor said this at one point, but we knew it was coming, but we didn't know when. And then all of a sudden, it just happened, and it was incredible. I was just like, oh shoot, explosion.
The spoiler scene, it was at the very end of the movie. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Arthur gets a visitor, and the guard leads him to an empty hallway where there's another inmate there, tells him a joke, and ends up killing Arthur, which was very unexpected. The inmate, it's a little blurry in the background where he's at, but you can see he starts cutting a smile into his face. We're led to believe that that's the real Joker. I know a lot of people have a problem with that. I honestly do not have a problem with that. I've told Ben this many times. Todd Phillips has always said this is not like the Joker we know, this is just a Joker story. I feel like if Arthur was the real Joker, I would be upset, but since he's not supposed to be the Joker that we all know and love, I have no problem with it. You've heard it many times. He was only there he was meant to inspire the real Joker. And the point about Joker is that you know nothing about him. And we've had 2 Joker movies now explaining that Joker's backstory, so it makes no sense that he's the real Joker. Ben, you look like you're ready to explode.
First off, before I go, I just want to say that's a cop-out on Todd Phillips' part, because like, you could care less about superheroes or comic book movies. He didn't want to even do a comic book movie. He wanted to make this movie as least comic book as possible. Anyways, the scene I wanted to talk about was the scene where the guards literally grab Arthur and literally take him into the bathroom and start attacking him, if you know what I mean. That scene was unnecessary, and I remember reading one comment that said that the people were literally the Joker out of Arthur. I think that's a very accurate description of what was happening.
This is a Christian channel. Ben, what I'm hearing is that you love the movie.
I hated this movie.
We have an important announcement to make. Mr. Film Zone is joining Lettuce Review Cinema. And
no, I'm not!
We made this channel very recently, and there's a lot of movies that we love that we weren't able to review when they came out. So what
Yes,
better
sir.
to review next than Deadpool and Wolverine, a film that 99%
Oh, yeah.
of the world seems to love. I feel like all three of us love it. Film Zone will be joining us for that again. Yeah, we'll
sir.
just make it just great experience for all of us, talking about the good, the bad, and the spoilers. Mr. Ben, do you have anything more to say?
This was fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
I am super excited to see where this goes, boys.
All right, boys.
Do it.
We'll see y'all later.